What's up everyone, this is FP6 bringing you another Go Battle League battle here in the Great League Remix Cup, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing a team that actually brought me to my longest win streak ever in Go Battle League. I was actually able to achieve a 19 win streak with this team of Pidgeot, Poliwrath running Scald, and Whiscash in the back. So essentially an ABB double water team where you're trying to bait out a potential grass type with that Poliwrath and then let Pidgeot farm it down and hope that your Whiscash can roam free in the back. This was a lot of fun. Poliwrath is definitely a strong pick, and we have a longer video today showcasing a lot of battles from that win streak. So if you appreciate the longer videos like this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get right into these matchups. These were still kind of in some of the early games in my ranking in GBL, and I once again am taking GBL fairly casually just because I don't have near as much time to actually play. So these were some of the early games, but Pidgeot in the lead. Now that Feather Dance has a higher energy cost, I don't think Pidgeot is near as good as it used to be. Pidgeot used to be absolutely broken with the guaranteed 2-stage attack drop that Feather Dance guaranteed when it was lower energy cost. But now that it's higher energy, you really don't achieve much by baiting with Feather Dance. You don't save that much energy. The 2-stage attack debuff is really nice. In this matchup here against Tropius, you can see how powerful Ice Punch is on Poliwrath. This is actually allowing my Poliwrath to put up a fight against this Tropius because it is Razor Leaf. They generate energy a little bit slower. And Poliwrath was able to flip that Tropius matchup, which is awesome because this guarantees that my Whiscash now is going to be able to get aligned with that Rapidash and be able to land a super effective move. I'm over farming here on the Whiscash against the S-Cavalier, and I'm totally fine that they caught this move because I needed to land a Mud Bomb on the Rapidash and also on the S-Cav anyways, so totally fine by me. And I still have Pidgeot. One Gust will be able to take this out. And so Poliwrath on the safe swap in this matchup, really demonstrating the power there. Mudshot generates energy very quickly. Now these Obstagoon leads are a little bit awkward. We're both hitting each other for neutral damage. No point in ever shielding the first move there. They actually switch into Registeel, and Whiscash is able to punish this fairly well. However, there is a case to be made that I should shield this first move because it's always going to be a Focus Blast. There's no way that they're going to bait with Flash Cannon, and in the zero shield, Registeel can actually beat Whiscash depending on how much of an energy advantage they get. I was fairly quick to the response, but you can see here, and we're lagging a little bit unfortunately, but this Registeel is able to get to another move. It ends up being a Focus Blast. I lose switch advantage in a dominating matchup, but I'm gonna be able to farm down with my Pidgeot. There is a Clefable in the back. That is so bad for my Poliwrath. I throw Feather Dance and they no shield. That's also extremely bad. I'm gonna throw another Feather Dance, and then regardless of what happens, I'm gonna swap, and they are quad debuffed right now. So you can see, even though this is a favorable matchup for them, it's not, their charms are not doing that much damage. And so I'm taking advantage of this moment and throwing my moves as quickly as possible. I can't believe they didn't shield that Ice Punch either. I'm farming as much as possible so I have some energy to threaten that Obstagoon. There's the Obstagoon. I farm up to an Ice Punch. I need to land the bait here and then try to get to a Scald. And I'm able to get to the Scald. That counter does go through though. That will KO my Poliwrath. I let it go down because I do not want to transfer the counter damage onto my Pidgeot. I sneak a Gust upon entry, and that final Gust takes out the Obstagoon. That was a very, very close game Good game. Typhlosion in the lead. I have 2 water types in the back, so there's no reason to stay in. Yikes. Whenever my Poliwrath gets hard punished by a Hypno, this is a pretty rough scenario. But what Hypnos typically want to do is confusion you all the way down. Same thing with Charmers. And if that is the case, you're able to get to 2 Scalds here. And I actually forced the CMP tie on this Elemental Punch. This Hypno is still going to cause some problems for my Pidgeot. The confusions will be hitting for neutral. That Thunder Punch will obviously hit for super effective. But if I can come out of this with a lot of energy, I know that they already have the Typhlosion. Pidgeot has neutral play against there. I have to throw this move right here because the Hypno is at another punch. I could not farm it all the way down. I swapped my Whiscash immediately because I knew that the Typhlosion was stuck in the middle of the Incinerate, which is a 5-turn move, so they would be slow to respond. No point in shielding the first move from Beedrills here in case they go for a Fell Stinger like this one did. I'm farming up a lot. If I can get shields down, I can land a Brave Bird on the Typhlosion. And I'm just going to let this go through. This is a boosted drill run, but I still survive it. They're going to bring that Typhlosion back in again. If I can get to a Mud Bomb, that's great. But I just swapped to my Pidgeot here. And all I need to do is get to a Brave Bird. So I'm going to shield this up. And Brave Bird is definitely going to be able to take out this Typhlosion here. And Poliwrath able to get a shield off of the Hypno in that secondary matchup. Really, really nice for the end game here. Good game. Alright, another fire type in the lead. Since I have 2 water types in the back, I instantly swap. And I am hard punished by a Shadow Vic. But I stack back-to-back Ice Punches here. Once again, this is going to guarantee that I get a shield out of this matchup, which is really, really nice for me. There's the shield, and now my Whiscash gets to completely avoid that Shadow Vic. No need to shield this, it's just going to be a Leaf Blade. And I'm able to farm it down. Out comes that Ninetales once again. I'm worried that this might be a double grass team, and if that's the case, I pretty much have no win con, but I'm going to swap right there. It is a Shadow Granbull in the back. Those charms are really chunking. I need to land... I need to either throw 3 Mud Bombs, or since I successfully baited with that, land the Blizzard here. Because one Mud Bomb would not take out a Granbull, but 1 Blizzard would. In comes the Ninetales once again. I'm able to get to this Mud Bomb. And it is a Shadow Ninetales, so that Mud Bomb is enough to take it out. Good game. Poliwrath on the safe swap, absolutely incredible. Would this team work as well in Open Great League? No, I do not think so, because the Poliwrath safe swap here is more easily hard punished or walled by an Azumarill, which is a very common pick in Open Great League. If you run Ice Punch and Scald, if you run any moveset on Poliwrath, all of your charge moves are going to be resisted by Azumarill. So I do think that this team performs much better in Remix. This matchup, we're both hitting for neutral damage, but Scald has a chance to drop your opponent's attack, which is really nice. This Whiscash is barely able to get to another move, but I'm going to let it go through. I survived that Mud Bomb. Out comes Frostlass, and I'm able to get to another Scald. This is really good for me. But I don't want to get farmed down, so I'm going to swap the Whiscash right there. All I need to do is land 1 Mud Bomb. I'm going to keep my Whiscash healthy here. This Avalanche would do a lot of damage. And I'm going to farm up a lot here. I'm fully committed to using both my shields and leaving this with an energy advantage. So I'm going to throw this Mud Bomb. They let the Frostlass go. That's fine by me. Out comes Greedent. And I unfortunately over-tapped before throwing this. I've been getting this a lot where I try to go for fast move denial, but the game for some reason recognizes it as another fast move and over-taps for me, which is not great. But I'm just going to stay in here with Whiscash and throw as many Mud Bombs as possible to try to burn that last shield. They are not shielding anything. I tried to catch a move there, but all it did was give this squirrel more farm. I swap in the Whiscash once again. They swap in their Whiscash to give me more farm. They tried to catch a move, and it ended up not working out, so we both kind of had failed attempts there. I just need one gust to go through, and there it is. This will take out the Greedent, and I'm able to take that game there. Pidgeot into Obstagoon, another kind of neutral-ish lead here. So this Obstagoon is throwing right away, throws right at 5 counters, which is in the middle of my gust. Galarian Slowbro comes out. Okay, I'm going to throw a Feather Dance and eventually get into my Whiscash. No, I'm actually staying in because this is a bad play. This is a bad play. I should have went into my Whiscash. Yo, this is a really bad play. I was so surprised by this Galarian Slowbro, or I was just not paying very good attention, because that was really bad. That poison subtyping, I really should have went into Whiscash to hard punish that. And unfortunately, my Poliwrath is now stuck against this Wigglytuff. I'm making this game way more difficult than it needs to be. I do get the attack debuff there, which is great for me. I'm going to need to land one Mud Bomb here, and then potentially be able to Mud Shot this down. Going to shield up the Ice Beam. They could have went Poliwrath as well. Both would have hit for neutral damage, and Poliwrath would have done more. Out comes this Obstagoon, and I need to get to a Blizzard. I need to get to a Blizzard. The Obstagoon boosted, and I was keeping track of their energy. They threw right away, and I'm able to successfully catch that. This allows me to get to the Blizzard. No counter goes through. And I'm able to take that game despite my really terrible performance in that secondary matchup. Really needed to bring out the Whiscash. Okay, bad lead, but I have 2 responses to this. So I'm going to swap in the Poliwrath. My opponent, very slow to respond with the Shadow Vic here. Anytime I see a grass type come out right here, I'm very happy because I know that my Whiscash gets to avoid it, and I will leave this with a shield advantage. I stopped attacking there so I could hopefully get 2 gusts of farm instead of 1. We'll see if it pays off. 1 gust goes through there. Let's see if I'm able to get another one energy-wise. No, I only got 1. Unfortunate. Out comes Registeel. I'm just going to swap again. And they have a Lapras in the back. This is okay for me. I have an energy and a shield advantage here. So Whiscash is going to have to do cleanup here. I am throwing these Mud Bombs either on 1 turn or 4 turns. If you have not seen my charge move timing video, make sure to check that out. This is for optimal energy generation to not allow them to get any extra fast moves in. They went straight for the Skull Bash. Props to them. I was going to shield whatever they were going to throw anyways. So very fortunate for me that I was able to successfully shield that. Now, since this Registeel is the final Pokemon remaining, I'm just going straight into my Pidgeot, and I'm just going for the Feather Dance here. I know they're not going to shield, and this is going to be able to get a debuff. This guarantees that my Whiscash easily survives a Focus Blast now. 1 Mud Bomb is not going to be enough to KO. They actually successfully bait me too. Really nice play on their part. They knew I was in a tough spot and pretty much had a shield. I get their shield right there. I throw back to back and am able to successfully deny their lock-ons. I need to be able to Mud Shot it down, and I'm able to come back from that very difficult lead and hard punished on the swap. Good game. Very favorable lead for me, and I need to guarantee that that thing never sees my back line. So this is a pretty solid response to the Nidoqueen here. They go straight for Earth Power. Very smart. I'm never going to shield that. I'm going for Mud Bomb here, which is arguably a mistake because it doesn't KO and it allows them to get to another move. This is wasted energy. I could have just thrown a Blizzard and saved energy. They're running Bullet Seed on their Shiftry as well, which is actually even worse for my water types because this allows them to more easily farm down. So not super great because Shiftry with energy, as we know, there's hardly anything that walls this thing off. Foul plays are really going to chunk. So I'm actually okay even double shielding here. I might double... Okay, I'm going to let this go. They bring in Drifblim. This is not good at all. I'm going to go straight for the Feather Dance, and then I need to get out of here. I go straight into my Poliwrath, and I throw this Ice Punch before they're able to get to a move. I want to see where they want to spend their shield. They let that go through. I need to land 2 Ice Punches, but I cannot shield right here because if I give up my final shield in this matchup, my Pidgeot is going to struggle end game. I knew that I would survive this Shadow Ball. Gonna throw the Ice Punch, and they shield right there. So I have to farm this down and have a move ready for their Shiftry. They're most likely going to switch right here. And that's exactly what they do. I'm able to farm them down, and now I have a Brave Bird loaded for their Drifblim there, and able to take that game. Good game. These were some really fun battles, and I really enjoyed using Poliwrath. Drifblim lead, kind of awkward. So I swap into my Poliwrath and catch an Icy Wind. I had a feeling they would throw right away, and they did. They bring in Golbat, which definitely is a good response to my Poliwrath, but once again, these Ice Punches are going to be hitting for super effective. I am debuffed. I'm single debuffed from that Icy Wind. But depending on if this Golbat tries to farm me all the way down, I might be able to get to 1 more Ice Punch. It's going to be close. It's going to be close here. I get a shield right there, which is awesome, and I get to another Ice Punch. All this Golbat can really do is throw Ice Punches at my Pidgeot, and I actually just swap right there to avoid getting farmed down. I knew I was going to be stuck in this matchup anyway, so I just make the move immediately. Shields are down. I'm going straight for the Brave Bird. Man, I have missed so many excellence on the flying animation on Brave Bird. It's kind of embarrassing, but thankfully it hasn't cost me a game yet. This is season 9, and I'm still sometimes missing bubbles on the flying type animation, which is just hilarious. There we go. Hit the excellent. Gonna go for the Feather Dance here. It takes out the Golbat, and in the back is a Whiscash. All I need to do is get to a Brave Bird here, and this should be pretty straightforward. So gonna throw this Brave Bird, and then most likely just swap. Well, that's enough to take it out. Good game. No need for a Whiscash in that game. Okay, Seismitoad, definitely an interesting pick. This Seismitoad is running Bubble instead of Mudshot. And this was way too fast to be a Sludge Bomb. It was just a Muddy Water. So no need to shield that. They don't get the debuff either. So really rough spot for them. I go for the Feather Dance and I get a shield. And I sneak a Gust through. Very good situation. Just another Muddy Water. They swap into a shiny Dusknoir. Holy cow. This is a wild team. I go straight for the Brave Bird. See you later. Out comes a Charmeleon. I have 2 water types, and they're still switch locked. So I'm able to hard punish with a Whiscash. This might even be a game where I don't use any shields, because this was just really solid alignment for me. Just a Flame Burst. And yeah, this game was over fairly quickly here. Seismitoad is a really unique pick if you want to run a Mud Boy, like a water ground type user, but I definitely recommend Mud Shot as the fast move. And then it learns Earth Power and also Sludge Wave, I think, or Sludge Bomb, a poison type move to give it some grass coverage. Pidgeot into Machamp. Definitely a favorable lead for me, but Machamp does outpace their own Pidgeot. This is not good. I do not have a response to their own Pidgeot. So I'm going to throw this Feather Dance. And it does not get shielded. That's terrible. I do sneak in a Gust, though. But they bait me with Feather Dance. Nice play. I'm going to swap into my Whiscash, and I'm committed to mud-shotting this down, because I am anticipating their Machamp coming back in, and I want to have a lot of energy for that. It's actually in a Bomb Snow. This is kind of rough. I'm down a shield. This Blizzard is hardly going to do anything. Does about half, but that 2-stage debuff from the Feather Dance was pretty devastating. They throw an energy ball, it takes me out, but they did not overfarm too much. Out comes Machamp. I'm going to throw this Feather Dance, and I get a shield. That's really good for me. These Gusts are absolutely chunking. I swap into my Poliwrath here to catch this move, and they are debuffed. I'm going to throw this Ice Punch immediately. I want to see where my opponent wants to spend their shield. They let it go. Out comes the Bomb Snow again. I really need to get to this Ice Punch, and I'm able to get there. Now, at this point in time, if they throw the energy ball, it'll take me out, and I can Gust them down. But they go for a bait, and I no-shielded, recognizing my win con there, and we were able to take that game. Kind of a scary end to that game there, but it ended up working out. Primeape in the lead. Good for me. These Gusts are chunking, but with all fighting types or any Pokemon that does fighting type damage, Pidgeot does receive neutral damage from it, so not great. I'm going straight for the Brave Bird, and they no shield. That's very, very nice for me. I can farm up a little bit in this matchup. I'm going to throw the Mud Bomb and see where they want to spend their shield. They end up shielding that, and I'm going to throw another Mud Bomb before this Hypno can even throw a charge move. I get both shields on the Hypno, and it wasn't even a CMP tie. It was a false CMP because I snuck in an extra mud shot there. They revealed Ice Punch. I still survive Ice Punch as its health range, but then they threw Psychic. Nice play. Nice play. Definitely took me by surprise. I'm able to Gust down the Hypno. Out comes a Blastoise. Oh my gosh. And they catch a move on their Primeape. Really nice play. They caught the Brave Bird, but my Poliwrath up a shield. I'm going straight for Scald. Both of these moves hit for resisted damage, but Scald is a much better move than Ice Punch, and you get Stab on it. Gonna shield this up. They did go straight for the Skull Bash. I'm able to successfully call that. If they went for a Hydro Cannon bait there, potentially they might have won this game, just judging by how much damage is being dealt at the end here. But it looks like they did not have enough energy to be able to get to both of those things. Good game. That was a tough game. Ferrothorn lead. I need to guarantee that this thing never sees my backline, but they are staying in. They might have Thunder. Why else would they stay in here? So I do correctly call it. They are still staying in. I'm going to throw a Feather Dance here and see what they want to do about it. They might be double weak to Pidgeot. They let that go. Oh man, that's really not great. They bring out a Stunfisk. I farm up a lot because I tried to catch a Mud Bomb on my Whiscash. Or I tried to catch a Discharge on my Whiscash, and I was successful in doing that. Here's another scenario where I need either 2 Mud Bombs or 1 Blizzard. And I think it's actually slightly more energy efficient to throw 1 Blizzard. However, it's riskier in this scenario because if they end up shielding that Blizzard, I'm in a pretty rough spot. So I went for the safe route, and I'm just going Mud Bomb here. Farming as much as possible, and I'm going to throw right here. They let it go down. Out comes the Ferrothorn. This Mud Bomb will hit for neutral damage. They shield it, so I'm going to go for a combo play with my Pidgeot. Immediately go for the Feather Dance, and I get their second shield. Okay. Out comes Cresselia. I want to land a Brave Bird on this, but I did not want to throw it before I got hit by a move here. So I'm going to throw the Brave Bird now, because I did not want to drop my attack. And I'm farming. Gonna throw the Feather Dance here and hope it's just enough damage to take out this Cresselia. It is. The Ferrothorn has to land a Thunder, and then at that point, Poliwrath should be able to clean this up. Oh, I think yeah, I went for a pretty cool catch here. I think I caught a Thunder too. Yeah, that was kind of fun. I feel like Poliwrath might have barely survived that Thunder. Non-stab Thunder and Poliwrath is fairly bulky, but it's always cool when you can catch a move like that. So Obstagoon in the lead, out comes the Drapion. Most likely Obstagoon double poison. And if that is the case, it's probably a Nidoqueen in the back, and my Poliwrath will have decent play against that, being able to hit for super effective with the Mud Shot and the Ice Punch and the Scald. But this Drapion is a beast. I've covered it in my previous videos. We've seen it on Zionic's channel. We've probably seen it on every content creator's channel because it's just such a solid option, and especially on the safe swap. Really, really strong. Out comes that Obstagoon. Because my defenses drop, these counters are chunking, but I'm able to land a Mud Bomb before going down there. Out comes Pidgeot once again, and I'm able to sneak a Gust through because they threw on alignment, so totally fine by me. Gonna go straight for this Feather Dance and see what they want to do. They do shield, so that's really good for me. I swap into my Poliwrath, and there is the Nidoqueen in the back. We are looking good here. Because I'm up a shield, I'm just going straight for the Scald. I wanted to see how much damage it did, and I got the attack debuff. I'm going to let this Poison Fang go through, and I'm able to farm down the Nidoqueen. Out comes the Obstagoon. Gonna go for an Ice Punch bait here. They pretty much have to shield, but they don't, and now it's so low that I can just fast move everything down. And I'm actually able to get to another Ice Punch here. No need to throw any bubbles. And they shield, they are still, but they it actually KOs them through the shield because they only had 1 health remaining. Good game. Nidoking. I do not recommend running Nidoking, especially not Shadow Nidoking, because it's honestly just kind of a worse variation of Nidoqueen. It's nowhere near as bulky. It does have more attack, but Sand Tomb instead of having Poison Fang is just really not that great. Because they shielded and they wanted to stay in that matchup, and I have 2 better responses in the back, I got out of there. That's just another Sand Tomb. Holy crap, that is a Shadow Gardevoir running Charm. I go straight for the Scald, and they let it go through. It almost one-shots them. Oh my gosh. I can farm with either Pokemon here. I'm going to bring out the Pidgeot. The Gardevoir does not get to a charge move. Out comes the Nidoking. I'm able to farm that down, and in the back is a Beedrill. This game is so over. Just going to go straight for the Feather Dance. This is their only Pokemon remaining. They have to shield, and then I can easily get to a Blizzard here, and this is going to take out the Beedrill. Good game. Final game of the video here, it looks like. Nidoqueen in the lead. Now, Nidoqueen in the lead is a little bit scarier because these Poison Fangs really add up over time. Always going to let the first one go through. And I'm just going to throw a Feather Dance, but there's no way I'm going to stay in here the whole time. I swapped a Poliwrath right there after I burned their shield. They're throwing a move here on my Poliwrath. Totally fine by me. They're double debuffed. That did hardly anything. Out comes Cresselia. Now this is a very dominating matchup for the Cresselia. I believe I need 3 Scalds to take this out. Able to get to a second one here. Their Nidoqueen did throw energy before leaving. And this was a CMP tie. Just going to let this go. And then most likely get a really big farm with my Pidgeot here. Probably have to shield, hopefully only once. But I do sneak a Gust through. Let's see if that makes the difference. I think I might have to commit both shields. They give up Switch. I should have instantly swapped Whiscash right there. This is kind of wasted energy because I knew that they weren't going to shield. So that's a bad play on my part. That's a really bad play. Obstagoon in the back. I really wish I saved the energy on my Pidgeot. They go for Night Slash. No boost, thank goodness. I'm going to go for Mud Bomb. And they no shield the first one. Smart move. I still need to land like 2 Mud Bombs on this thing. It's a really awkward health range. I'm going to shield this up. They still have the Cresselia that I need to worry about. They burn their final shield right there. I'm farming as much as I possibly can. Gonna throw the Mud Bomb right here. That does not take them out. I catch the move on my Pidgeot and I get a Gust through. But this allows the Cresselia to Psycho Cut me down. I have the Mud Bomb stored though. Down goes the Cresselia. In comes the Obstagoon again, and I am barely able to Mud Shot down the Obstagoon. Good game. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Longer video than normal. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I really like Poliwrath on the safe swap for Great League Remix. So thank you all for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.